Good afternoon. This is a video response to Lockergnome on his video, You're Not Everybody. And I'd like to thank him for doing the video. It opens up a forum where people could actually talk about different things that are associated with handicapped people and where they might be able to bring a little bit of help to the handicapped. And also I'd like to thank him for giving it such a catchy name where it'll open some eyes. Now I have a few liabilities. I don't want to call them handicapped because mine are more temporary than they are permanent. But I do have a few liabilities with my body. I have this disease called cellulitis. What cellulitis is an infection that's in your legs, and it causes your legs to expand. And your legs can only expand so far, and then after a while they start getting cracks in them and they start leaking ugly things. And I'm not going to go into detail on that. You probably wouldn't want me to anyhow. But to get to my point, what they do to stop me from having cellulitis and to keep my legs from expanding is my legs are wrapped in these things called juxtalites. Juxtalites are little Velcro braces that you put on your legs and then you tighten them. And what it does is it keeps your leg in a thin position so it doesn't expand. Now, with the juxtalites, your leg is as flat as a board. I mean, just like the way my arm is like this. It has no bendability in it at all. So when I do something like, let's say, go into a supermarket, I have to kind of very straight-legged move my leg into the motorized cart. And sometimes that's not real easy, because what will happen is other customers will park the other cart too close to the one I'm trying to get into. And then on the other side, you might have a display. Like tomorrow's Easter, and there's Easter candy being displayed. So now I'm trying to squeeze in between the Easter candy and the other cart with my straight leg trying to get into the cart. So I mentioned something to the supermarket about this, and they gladly moved the display over a little bit of the Easter candy. Now, what this tells me is the people that are working in the supermarket are very willing to help me. But the people in the home office could probably care less. They probably went with the theory of this planogram is the planogram, this is how you're supposed to do it, not knowing that the two carts that are parked there for handicapped people probably need more room than what you're giving it. Another incident that happened a couple years ago that's worth talking about was I went to a baseball game in Wilmington, Delaware. Now, the baseball team has done a wonderful job of having a ramp that goes from the parking lot into where you purchase your tickets for the game, where there's no curb. You just walk straight in, and the curbs are kind of like off to the left, off to the right. Well, I was going to one game. I parked at the far end of the parking lot because I didn't really need to park in the handicapped area. I had my cane with me, and you know, when I have my cane with me, I really only need that for like stepping up on curbs, going upstairs, stuff like that. And right before I got to this area where you walk through this ramp to where you buy your tickets for the game, a school bus comes in and parks right in front of the ramp, blocking the entire thing. So I went over to the school bus driver and I kind of like banged on the side of the bus. I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, I have problems walking with my legs. I have trouble getting up and down from curbs. Could you possibly move your bus back maybe 3 or 4 feet so I could just walk straight through? And the bus driver denied me that Promise. And I wasn't upset with the Wilmington baseball team on it. I was upset with the bus driver. But there wasn't a whole lot I could do except for wait for him to unload the bus, and then he's going to go take the bus and park it. And the baseball team probably could have done a little bit better by doing one more thing, and that would have been putting a parking lot attendant in that particular area to tell the bus, like, okay, park the front of your bus right here so handicapped people can walk by with no problem. There's another issue comes up every once in a while also, and that would be you park in a parking spot, you go do what you got to do, and then you come out and the car next to you is parked this close and you can't get in your driver's side door. If anybody has ever seen the movie Summer Rental with John Candy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the very first scene in the movie where a person parked too close and he couldn't get in his car. I've had that happen a couple times, only once since I moved to North Carolina, but the person was very nice and she moved her minivan and I was able to get in my car and go. But this happens every once in a while, and this is probably the hardest of all the issues because you're not dealing with a business, you're dealing with an individual person, a customer just like you. So that's why I'm glad that Chris opened up this forum so I could actually make my point, other people can make their point, and we can get this thing out in the open. And I'd like to thank him for it. Sorry the video ran so long, but I had a couple things on my mind I needed to say. Thank you for listening. Have a great Easter. Bye.